Hi everybody, Sister Sue here, checking in from my mother's house in Ottawa. Got vaccinated, got my PEI pass, got off the island. But I will be back, not only in time for the new academic year, but in time for some of the NSO events, and I'm thrilled about that. It's a privilege for us to be able to welcome you to your new Student Orientation Training 2021.
Hi, my name is Lauren. I'm the part-time campus minister here at Chaplaincy Center at UPEI.
It feels like every year is an important year for us on campus as we welcome new students. But I have the sense that the fall of 2021 is going to be different in a very special way. We get to rebuild a campus spirit that we lost last year because of the pandemic. And by your involvement as a new student orientation leader, you have agreed to be involved in a very important way as we recreate that school spirit. You have agreed to give of your time and your talent, as well as your love for the University of Prince Edward Island, as we welcome our new students.
As I'm sure most of you know, NSO is all about having tons of Panther spirit and enthusiasm. And there is nothing I love more than the start of the school year when we can hear and see you leaders all across campus, whether it's for your training or whether it's leading your groups during the Amazing Race or whatever else you might get up to. But one of the things that comes with leadership is this cliche that I love, that goes, you can't give what you don't have. NSO leaders embody that to the max, in that you guys have tons of spirit and tons of enthusiasm, and you share that with our students, getting them really excited about being Panthers. But you can't share that if you don't already have that. And I know at the beginning of NSO, you have lots of that enthusiasm, you're all excited, you're all jazzed up at the end of training, and that's great. But today, Sister Sue and I are talking a little bit about how you keep that up throughout NSO, because we know that it's a jam-packed schedule. We know that it can get busy, we know that there's late nights and you maybe don't eat as much as you should or sleep as much as you should, and that's all part of being an NSO leader or being a leader in general.
So usually I hang out in the Chaplaincy Center, which is a designated building on campus, and our mandate is about religious harmony and spiritual well-being. We sort of jokingly have developed a tagline, food for body and soul. And so it's at times like NSO that we want to reach out and to be sure that spiritually you're doing well. How are you?
But what I really want to encourage you today is to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Often when we think about self-care, we might think about taking long afternoons or days or weeks and going on vacation or going to the spa or some, just generally checking out of life. And, that's helpful and beneficial when you have time to do that. But let's face it, at NSO, you don't. It's a very, very busy schedule. And there are lots of things that you need to do and lots of responsibilities that you've been given. So how do we practice self-care when we're really busy? That's the million-dollar question that I know a lot of leaders and a lot of people, much like yourselves, are trying to figure out. The biggest trick that I have found for myself and in talking to other people is practicing the pause, is taking advantage of those little moments when you need them through the day, especially in busy seasons or busy weeks or busy schedules like at NSO. So what do you do if you need some ideas to practice that pause? What if you need some things to help focus your mind so it's not running rampant? Well, here's a few tips and tricks that you might want to try. The first one is to get grounded, to focus intensely on where it is that you are. Close your eyes, take some deep belly breaths, count in and out as you're breathing in and out. That might help. Focus on how it feels, where you're sitting, and that kind of thing. Doing that before you try any of these other tips might help. The next suggestion that I have for you is while you're doing those deep belly breaths, to help keep you in that moment, focus on the 5 senses. What are the things that you can see? What are the things that you can hear or touch or taste or smell in the space that you are in? That helps ground you in the moment. It can also help relieve the anxiety that you might be having or the overwhelm or the stress. Another tip that I use a lot for myself is to laugh. I have a selection of memes and jokes saved on my phone specifically for this purpose. And I'll pull them out and just flip through them when I need a bit of a chuckle to help break up my day. It also helps because it gives me energy. Laughing helps me wake up and feel more alert. So especially during the afternoon slump is when I use that one. Or another trick that I use, listen to your favorite song. If you are in a space that you can, just blast it, do so. If you need to put in some headphones, go ahead. And if you can't do any of that, even just hum it to yourself. Something that makes you feel good, that you can rock out to or jam to. Maybe it reminds you of a favorite memory or a favorite person, anything that's gonna help you unwind for those few minutes. And finally, another one is to get up and move. Sometimes you've been sitting still for too long, or you've been doing like one kind of motion for too long. Go for a walk, or do or stretch. Do some stretching. It's always helpful. Thanks for tuning in for this training session. I hope it was helpful, and feel free to drop by and visit us anytime at the Chaplaincy Center during NSO if you need a quiet space to take a break. And we will see you on campus, hopefully. Bye.
Thanks, Lauren. Some very concrete suggestions for how to take care of yourselves, for how to take care of ourselves. We all need this advice at this time. And so leaders, NSO 2021, over to you. We can offer suggestions, but you've got to tick up the task. You've got to be the ones who can portray to our new students how important it is to have balance in your life. I said earlier that the Chaplaincy Center was about religious harmony and spiritual well-being. So whatever that means for you, whatever faith you call home, whatever denomination you claim as your own, whether you're questioning, wondering, seeking on this journey that we call life, let the Chaplaincy Center be part of your team. Having a spiritual home is one dimension of our lives, a church, a religion, a faith call home. It's also important that we be in dialogue with others. Conversations, sacred conversations, if you will, need to be a part of our lives at the Chaplaincy Center every day. We will be that special place where people can have a conversation, not a debate, not an argument, but a conversation. Time for listening, time for hearing, time for speaking, and time for silence. All of those elements are part of self-care. They're all part of what it is to be a people in the same place at the same time on a common journey. We offer food for body and soul. And so if you're looking for a soup lunch, please God, we get to offer our soup lunches again this year. If you're looking for the food bank, check us out. We use social media as a way to reach out to our students. We also rely on you to help us get the word out. We know that grapevine is alive and well at the University of Prince Edward Island. And so when you're with our new students, tell them about the Chaplaincy Center. Tell them that there's a quiet place on campus. Tell them that there's a piano if they want to just relax and unwind. Tell them that there's free food, soup, chili, the food bank. They just have to be themselves. That's who we are. That's how we create our environment.